All right, boys, one more leak to go over. I'm sure some might happen tonight, but the reveal's tomorrow anyway. So look, here's the deal. If you haven't checked out our other videos, go check them out. Just dropped one about the Mercenary, but there's a lot of PoE 2 DB data mining going on, so take this with a grain of salt, but probably gonna be pretty real. So a lot of the leaks that have been going around are confirmed to be real. So there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of Axe stuff, a lot of other stuff. I haven't looked through this yet, so we're gonna look through it together. This might be a fairly long video depending on which ones we read, but you've got like Axe Chop here. I don't know what happened there. Axe Chop, Axe Execute. Okay, I'm excited for axes and swords, I'm not gonna lie. Converts 100% physical damage to fire damage. Hell yeah. Leaping Chop. Hopefully we can do like a leap slam build that's faster than it is with the maces, because that's very slow. Axed Raised Chop. Okay. Axe Slash. Nice. There it is. Whirly Bird. Fuck yeah. Cast on melee stun. Is this new? I think it is. Ooh. Well, I was gonna say, well, we could do that with Mercenary since we had the Titan crossbow build we did, but not technically not a melee. Is it? It might be. I haven't played. You'd think I'd remember. It might be a melee skill. I think crossbow is melee, technically. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't fucking know. Anyway, look. I'm rusty. All right, we'll get back into it. Leaping Axe Catch. What does that mean? Leap Catch? Question mark. Profit? Interesting. Lingering Presence. Okay. Overwhelming Force. Spinning Inferno. That sounds pretty fucking cool. We got a spinning throw here. The loads. We don't know. And spiral throw. Okay. Time Rot. Cause those affected to gain Time Rot every half second. Target reduces armor and evasion by 5% per stack. From when buff from support skills removed, every stack of Time Rot grants reparation. 5% more armor evasion per stack. Oh shit. Huh. Okay. Undermine Maim. Okay. Vulnerable Extension. Buffs from support skills also grant 2% increased damage taken per quarter second they have been active. Support skills have 30% increased buff effect. Ooh. That could be nice. Okay. Maybe that works with like the banners. That really would work with anything. You're just taking damage, but you have increased buff effect. But to figure out what to use that on. Okay. Let's go to these. We got Infusion. I think these are all unknown. Yeah. 114. Sword skills have 30% more buff effect. Ooh. Change to freeze. Okay. 10 to 20%. Claw Rake. Ooh, got the claws. Innate Minion. I'm probably not going to go over all of these here. I'll put the link down below. We'll just go over, like, I guess, some cool ones maybe that stand out. We got a new meta gem here. Trigger socketed bow attacks on reaching full mana. After triggering socketed skills this way, cannot do so again until reaching 1% of maximum mana. Ooh, this sounds like it could be really cool. Spear Discharge. Throw a spear imbued with all of your weapons' elemental infusions, consuming them. At the end of its flight, the spear explodes once for each infusion consumed. The explosions gain the benefits of all consumed infusions. Throwing multiple spears will split the explosions among them. Spectral Palm. Support skills are instead used by a spectral clone. Oh, is that to confirm that the handsy monk? Titanic Arrows, which impact the ground, triggering stunning novas when they do. Oh shit. 10% increased cooldown recovery for each different type of ailment you've inflicted recently. Cast when stunned. Interesting. 100 spirit though? Jesus Christ. I mean, we don't know if that's real, but I mean, I think they were gonna tone down some of the spirit costs maybe. Cast while channeling on raise your maximum energy. Okay. Demon Magus. What is this? Activate to summon a reviving Demon Magus, which casts socketed spells in order. Oh shit. So you can socket spells into him and it'll just go in like a rotation. That's good for minions that can't normally revive. 20% chance to revive on death. Ooh. Since we were just talking about the Mercenary and like the changes to like the freeze stuff for the crossbow, this could be good. Support any skill that hits enemies, causing it to create an icy vortex on shattering an enemy. So you'll get a vortex lasting for 3 seconds. Vortex deals 30% of overkill damage from the hit, which triggered it as cold damage over time. So you can just blast mobs and do like Herald of Ice and then just have like lingering vortexes everywhere. That's actually really cool. Grim Feast, is it coming back? Is it coming back? Hydra Familiar. While active, a companion Hydra will rear up from your body and regularly cast socketed projectile spells at nearby shocked, frozen, and ignited enemies. Ooh. That could be fun if we're doing like Galvanic and we're spraying as soon as we... Because we're always shocking enemies with that. Like big shot. Everything gets shocked immediately. We just have a Hydra that pops up and starts throwing... I mean, depends on how much intelligence we can get and scale it, right? But like, there's another lightning skill. Ice Storm, Barrageable. Lightning Storm. Is this the Druid one? So we're probably not going to get this yet. Interesting. Support skills have 1 fewer maximum stage and seals. Minimum stage or seal count for... So, I don't know what I would use that on. Because like, when we use Wind Dancer, it gains stages so fast. Why would we want 1 less? That's a lot less evasion. Ooh. Because like there's been times where like mana consumption is pretty rough on the Merc. Regenerate 0.3 to 3.8 mana per second for 4 seconds when a supporter skill shocks an enemy. I wonder if that scales per shocked enemy, because that would be like instant mana all the time. Spellblade. Supported spells have 30% more cast speed. Spell cast stored with supported skills are triggered on melee hit. Stored spell casts are expended when triggered. Supported spells are stored when cast instead of causing their effects. All right. Spreading Frost. Chill enemies in 2-meter radius when freezing an enemy. All right. Supported skills have 2% increased cooldown recovery rate per power of the highest power enemy you have heavy stunned recently. That could be good, especially if you're running like grenades on Mercenary and you just really pump like heavy stun. You just push it, or you know, obviously for melee builds, you could really get some cooldowns coming back up online pretty quickly. All right, there's a bunch more down here. Let's see if there's anything new. Shape shift into a bear and swipe with your claws. I'm pretty sure there was an interview where Jonathan said Druid's not going to make it, but there's still hope for like Marauder and whatnot. Rampage is probably the same thing, yeah. Which we've seen clips of Druid, God, 2 years ago? More than that? Blade Dance. Blade Nova. Probably gonna be daggers, right? Thunder God's Wrath. A meta trigger skill. While active, gains energy when you hit enemies with melee attacks and triggers socketed lightning spells on reaching maximum energy. Okay. Strength and Intelligence. There we go. Some Templar Druid stuff here. I mean, we can always do like a Astromentus build and just have, you know, high dex, strength, and intelligence and kind of play around with some of this stuff. Cast on Charm use. That's new. Cast on Death. Be a use for that, right? Cast on Melee Kill. Gains energy when you kill enemies with melee attacks. Okay. Okay. And it's only 60 spirit. We're getting... There's going to be a lot of build diversity. Holy shit. Cast when damage taken. So, Thorns build. Here you go. Holy shit. This is interesting. Chaotic Infusion. Grants your weapon Infusion. Non-melee projectile attacks. With that weapon, consume infusions to infuse the first projectile fired, causing it to explode at the end of its flight. Supporter skills cannot consume charges. Converts 100% physical damage to chaos damage. Chaos crossbow build? What's this non-melee projectile? I had to go look back. I don't know if they're... I think they're all considered melee. But they might. It might just be like lightning projectile for like Galvanic. I don't know. Honestly, don't remember. Yeah, AoE, ammunition, projectile, lightning, chaining. Okay. So we could switch Galvanic to just straight chaos. Interesting. Combo knife throw. Requiem. Yeah, we have that. Bursting Fen Toad. A poisonous toad leaps towards enemies and explodes. Shapeshift into a bear. Flame Slice. Swords. One-handed and two-handed swords. Another bear. Hyper Slash. Claws. Ooh. Dude, this gets me so excited. While active, you can pass through ice crystals. You also passively generate ice crystals nearby at a rate increased by cast speed and gem levels. What? You can pass through ice crystals, because we did a cast on crit ice wall comet build with the blood mage. This would be perfect for that. We would be able to just phase through the crystals, no problem, and passively generate ice crystals nearby, which means then we wouldn't even have to cast the ice wall. It would just, you know, we cast one or two, maybe, and then it just, you know, they generate around us. Ooh, knife flip. Meta bow totem? Place a ballista totem which uses the socketed bow or wand attack skills. So we can have ranger skills on a totem. Damn. Spell totem as well. Place a totem which casts the socketed spells. We're gonna get some build diversity, boys. Holy shit. If these are actually coming to the game, which I mean, it's... I read comments saying that a lot of people were saying this is all these leaks that we've been seeing today, if you've been keeping up, are only like 40% of what's coming, which is crazy if you think about it. Like, this could be absolutely massive. Pinnacle of power. Consume all power charges and master the elements, gaining elemental damage and the ability to apply elemental ailments with other damage types. Can only be used when you have maximum power charges. Axe, sword, flail, dagger, stab, sword, stab, plate test, attack. Okay, plunging blade, ring of blades, shadow ambush, shadow dash. Okay, spinning flail. So we're gonna get a spin to win with the flail. Ooh. Summon companion. Ooh, this is the one I wanted to look at. Minion companion persistent ammunition meta. I have a feeling that we're going to see, obviously they said they were going to change around some ascendancies. For tactician, mercenary tactician, barrage is the worst skill in the game. It does no damage. I bet you they switch this out. I bet you they switch barrage out for this. Summon a reviving companion to aid you in combat. The mercenary will use socketed attacks and can be given equipment in the skills panel. Additional effects from quality. Some companion has 10% increased attributes. Clear your active bolt and reload any ammunition. 7 bolts loaded per clip. So basically, this is PoE 1 League right now. Secret of the Atlas. You get your own mercenary, and you can put whatever socketed gems into him and give him his own equipment, and be an absolute monster. I wonder if this is going to be available for everybody, or if it's going to be linked to like tactician, because tactician, you know, I feel like this would probably be tactician, a tactician build 100%. If that's the case, definitely rolling tactician. That's crazy. PoE 1 League coming to PoE 2 already. Summon wolf. That's gotta be druid, which we don't, it's, he said it didn't make it. We don't know. It might be marauder, it might be shadow, it might be templar, who knows. The wolves would be cool, right? Sword leap slash, sword lunge, tornado, obviously a druid skill. Gemini infusion. What is this? Grant your weapon infusion. Non-melee projectile attacks with that weapon consume infusions to infuse the projectiles fired, causing them to explode at the end of their flight. Converts 100% physical damage to cold damage. Okay. And then there's also fire infused. No lightning infused on this? Or is it just not? We don't know yet. Gotta be, right? So this infusion definitely seems like a new thing. Non-melee projectile attacks, so like galvanic shards. So would this be something like we could do? Would it rotate though, or is it just cold? Because it shows fire, cold, and lightning on there. Something we could do with like Trinity. I don't know, man. That's pretty cool. So it seems like we'll be able to take, like, say, galvanic shards and infuse it with something else, and then still get the benefits of like galvanic shards and how it sprays and clears maps, and convert it to a different element. Or even like maybe, well, I was gonna say like shock burst rounds, but then I don't think the pulse would work as well or at all if you convert the element. I don't know. And I wonder how powerful those infusion explosions would be. Gas cloud, triple slash combo, volcano, howl, leaping. Yeah, so that's all of them. Lot to go. There's just a lot here. So, you know, obviously if we get like axe, sword, dagger, claw, obviously we're gonna get a ton of new skills to go along with those, but there seems like a good amount of other stuff regardless. I mean, if this is real 114, I mean, we got 100 support gems with Dawn of the Hunt and then the new spear stuff, but good leaks, good data mining. I'm really curious to see that Mercenary summon companion. But yeah, if you haven't seen our other leak videos, go check them out and let me know what you're excited for tomorrow. Come hang out. We're gonna be watching it live. All right, live. I know everybody's doing it. All right, you know the drill. Subscribe, come back. See you on the next one.